This one is from Cam Smith.
Cam Smith.
In New Zealand, though. Hi, Sam. Was hoping you could ask Lee his thoughts on Gregg Valentino.
Gregg, a good guy. We actually had Gregg on the radio show a couple of weeks ago and people loved it, so he's actually going to be back on the radio show again in a couple of weeks. Yeah, Gregg and I get on good because Gregg's another good guy. Like when he was with MD, we both spoke our mind and he always had a good column and was funny. So yeah, a lot of people like him or hate him, but they always go on about his info on the arms. And he'll tell you he never put info on his arms, it was just gear. Just took a lot of gear and put in there. And he's been honest about it. Like I said, people give him shit about that. But like I said, he had a good physique even before he started doing that. If you look back at his earlier photos. But no, I get on great with Gregg. We always have fun times when I used to see him over there. And like I said, he's been on the radio show. We're joking around a few weeks ago on there, and he's going to be back on again, so it'll be a good listen.
Yeah, I just think people like him because he's a bit of a character. And
yeah, and that's what this sport needs. This sport, you know, even though he's not a competing pro bodybuilder, I said, you know, this sport does need characters, and they need people with like personalities. Whereas, like I said, there's guys now. You watch their training videos, or you just watch them, or you watch a bodybuilding thing. It's so fucking boring. Like there's just no personalities. They've got no characters. They're too scared to be themselves. They can't say what they want to say. It's like they need to make it entertaining. That's why, you know, people know wrestling's fake, but look at the crowds it still gets. You go to these wrestling matches anywhere around the world, they're packed out, but people know it's fake. But yet, you know, these wrestling matches, the guys that wrestle have characters, have personalities. They have, you know, all different things. You know, one's an arsehole, one's this, one's that. You like one guy, you hate another guy because he's the bad guy, he's the good guy. You can root for this guy and you boo the other guy because it makes it entertaining, and it's making fucking millions and millions and millions of dollars. And like I said, it's just entertainment, whereas bodybuilding, there's hardly no fucking entertainment at all. So, you know, that's why people can come down on Kai for his costumes and shit, but at least he's trying to make it entertaining, and yet there's people like, ooh, that's pretty bad. I remember when Wayne the last time had us wear costumes at the Olympia. You know, I came out as Superman, other people came out different things. A lot of people like it. Other people like, oh, that's stupid, that's gay, it is that. You know, at least he tried to make it entertaining, because you face it now, bodybuilding's just fucking boring. You know, just watching guys pose on stage is fucking boring, and listening to the cunts talk is fucking boring. So the whole sport's just fucking boring bunch of guys with fucking bloated guts.
And when you're competing, who was some of the real characters that you'd always have a laugh with? And
I always have a laugh with Craig Titus, considering, you know, he's been a murderer. But,
yeah.
But I always had a good laugh with Craig Titus. I had a good laugh with Paul Dillette, Mike Matarazzo. Sadly, Mike's passed on. Nass, I had a good laugh with Nass. Sadly, he's passed on. So, but a lot of those guys I had good laughs with. But then generally the guys like Lou Ferrigno, or even Arnold at the gym, Eddie Giuliani, or the guys from the Pumping Iron, or the older guys, I had a good laugh with them at the gym more than some of the younger generation. Some of the younger generation back then, even though they were just too stuck up, and the way it's going now, they're even pretty much the same, so they think their shit don't stink type thing. But no, back then I said those type of guys, Matarazzo, Dillette, Tom Platz. When I trained with Rusty was Rusty Jeffers, we always had a good laugh. Got on great, used to go to his house all the time and train together when I lived in Scottsdale, Arizona and that. So yeah, a lot of guys now are just wankers.
Yeah,
there's just no personality. Like I said, I'm watching a bodybuilding show. People ask me, you know, Lee, do you watch the Olympia when it comes around? Do you just know? I said, it doesn't even interest me because it's just so fucking boring. There's just no entertainment value at all. And you pretty much know who's going to win and this sort of shit. So like I said, for me, bodybuilding's going backwards. It's either going nowhere at all or it's going downhill, so needs to be changes made.
Yeah.